In this video, you'll learn how to use Photoshop's crop tool to crop and straighten an image that has a distorted perspective in just one step. Here we're looking at a wedding photo that was taken inside of a building. You can clearly see that its perspective is quite distorted, which is really common in architectural photographs. If you've ever tried to photograph a tall building from a sidewalk, you know exactly what I mean. Alright, let's see how the crop tool can simultaneously crop this image and transform its perspective so that it appears in a normal perspective again. I'll go ahead and select the crop tool. The first thing you want to do is drag a marquee around the part of the image that you want to keep. Anything outside of this marquee will be cropped away. Now, you don't have to be precise. Just make sure and position the marquee around the general area of the image that you want to keep. And now for the secret, the reason why you're watching this video. It's right up here, and it's called the perspective option. This option is available when you have the crop tool selected. It'll make sure that the perspective is corrected when I apply the crop to this image. I'll go ahead and select it. So the next thing I need to do is drag the corner handles of the marquee to match the edges of the objects in the photograph that are normally straight. So we're really talking about the edges of the door frames here. To drag a corner point, position your pointer right over the top of that corner. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag and try to align the marquee with the edges of the door frame. I'll do that on all four sides. You want to be pretty accurate in doing this. Alright, I'll just widen this up a little bit. By the way, I should mention that you should never move this center point. It's necessary for the crop tool to properly correct the perspective of the image. So when you're ready to apply the crop, all you need to do is press Enter or Return on the keyboard. And that's much better. As you can see, everything appears in perspective now. Alright, let's go ahead and apply the cropping and straightening technique you just learned to another image. I took this photograph when I was traveling through the south of Holland. I really like it, but it's just a little out of perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and use the crop tool to fix that. I'll start by dragging a marquee around the image. I'll make sure that the perspective option is selected, and it is because I had it selected earlier. So now I just need to drag the top left corner of this marquee to align with the edges of the windows here. And I'll do the same for the top right side. And that should do it. So I'll just apply the crop by pressing Enter or Return on the keyboard. And there you have it. That's looking much better. And now just to prove that these buildings really are straight and in perspective, I'll drag a couple vertical guides and a horizontal guide out onto the image. To do that, I'll go to the View menu and choose Rulers. And then I can just position my pointer over this vertical ruler and then drag a guide out of it. I'll just align it to this building, and I'll drag one more out for the other one. And then I'll drag a horizontal guide down to align with the bottom of this building. And as you can see, everything's perfectly straight and in perspective.